From the very beginning, I realized I saw the world differently than everyone else. That didn't sit well with some people. But I wasn't for everyone. I guess they were always scared that I'd be a psycho.
Now, I want to preface this first and foremost by saying I do not support Disney and I haven't given them money for anything for a long time, which I don't even actually know if I'll even see this movie. But, and I'm going to say something that might go against most people's opinions on this, I'm really excited about this movie. Yep, it's for the first time in a long time I've been interested enough to go through a trailer and try and figure out the plot. And this trailer's pretty good as well because I don't know if it's in sequence or not. And a lot of trailers, they just basically show you the beginning to the end of a movie in clip notes and you know everything that's going to happen. I really hope they don't release a new trailer and they just leave it at this. You know, they've got their hook. They don't need to show any more. I want to go in, if I'm going to see it, I want to go in, you know, not knowing everything. Just, this is enough. Now, I want to start out by saying I never saw the original movie. I know, it's surprising. You didn't see an animated Disney movie, but the truth is, I was never a big Disney fan. I was never into the Disney animated movies. I haven't seen most of them. I haven't seen Little Mermaid or Beauty and the Beast. When I was growing up, I watched things like, you know, Thomas the Tank Engine when I was a kid. And then when I grew up, I watched things like Beyblade and Jackie Chan Adventures. So I never really got into the whole, Disney animated movies. I just couldn't stand musicals and stuff like that. The only musicals I really like are things like Rocky Horror and stuff, and Repo, don't judge. Now the first thing I want to give props to Disney for, just saying that makes my skin crawl, is that I can't believe that this is an original movie. Yeah, it's a prequel to another movie and kind of banks on nostalgia a bit, but compared to what they've been doing recently, which is just shot-for-shot remakes of their animated movies, it's a surprise that they've decided to go with an original prequel story. And that has to be, I don't want to say praised, because it's like one step up from nothing, but it's an improvement. Now, from what I've been seeing of the reaction to this trailer, I'm actually a bit surprised that it's so volatile, because to me it just looks like a standard okay looking movie with some interesting ideas and some interesting visuals, even if a lot of it is lifted directly off of Joker because that was popular, so now they've got to do the same thing with whatever character IP they have available. But I mean, if you're going to lift from the best, right? A lot of the complaints are a bit weird. They just kind of feel like they're a bit nitpicky, and I think I'm going to go against a lot of people's opinions. It's like a lot of people, the things they're saying, it's basically the complaints that Joker got, but rebranded. Joker's going to cause mass shootings. It's incel, it's for incels. It's going to motivate people to do bad things. And this one's, a lot of the complaints are I can't believe they're turning a wannabe dog killer into a hero. But it's nothing in this trailer shows that she's going to be a hero. If anything, it shows more not even an anti-hero story, just a villain story. You can have a villain as your main character. It doesn't have to show him in a good light. I mean, Joker, I don't think you'd say that it was turning him into a good guy. Sure, he had a tragic backstory, but I don't think he excused his actions murder is good or anything. You can have a villain story where you humanize them without excusing them. And I think at least that's what I'm hoping this will go. I know a lot of people think Disney won't go that route. They couldn't possibly demonize a woman. It'd be social suicide. But I do hope that they go full in with this whole villain story and they don't just turn her into an anti-hero or anything. But yeah, a lot of the complaints are a bit confusing. They're turning into a hero and they're demonizing the Dalmatians. It's there's two shots of Dalmatians. It's one, they're growling at her because, she's an evil person and dogs generally can sense, the evil person. That's not demonizing the dogs. That's saying they're noticing that she is not a good person. And that's even a better indication that this movie is not going to turn her into a hero. And another one was I think they were chasing her out of a mansion or something. It's she's clearly either escaping or stealing something from that location, as a few other shots show that they're breaking in. They're basically guard dogs. That's not demonizing dogs either. That's just, showing them that they're chasing off this bad character. Some of these complaints are just really confusing to me. And it just really does sound like Joker complaints rebranded. Oh no, it's gonna cause violence. Oh no, they're gonna heroize this evil woman. It's This is all unfounded stuff that's coming out before the movie. Maybe watch the movie first and it might not turn out to be like that at all. I was actually pleasantly surprised by this this trailer because there's a lot of risks in here that I wasn't expecting Disney of all people to take. Like it shows a few shots of her that are apparently getting hammered and like, you know, being drunk and stuff like that. I was like, that's pretty daring for a Disney film. I know that they can feature alcohol and stuff, but it's just like, you know, their main character getting hammered is certainly relatable at some points. And as I've been looking through the trailer, also it shows her apparently tying someone to a chair and setting the place on fire before leaving, and that's pretty bold. I mean, you know, back in the old days when Disney villains used to do a lot of evil stuff like this too, but they've kind of mellowed out over time. But that's pretty hardcore for this movie, and I hope that they have the balls to actually, you know, have her even, you know, kill someone, even if it's off screen. I mean, I don't think there'll be any arguments that they're heroizing her then. I mean, the Joker can do it, why not? You know, but then again, it's also PG, so, but they could still show it off screen, I think. There's lots of times in Disney movies where they've shown characters off-screen dying and stuff. You know, there's tasteful ways to do it. Now, from what I can tell, having watched the trailer for a few times, I have a few ideas. Either she's the up-and-coming designer, as it kind of looks like at the beginning, where she's showing up, and over time she becomes like more and more evil and stuff, and it's about overcoming the old guard and coming out on top, like a villain overcoming a villain. You know, with a mid-film point, much like the Joker, where it's their lowest point, because there's a few shots here and there that look like she's at her lowest point and then she kind of comes back and takes over by the end. It also shows a few clips of her gaining her 2 goons, but a lot of the trailer suggests that she was always a psychopath, even before the whole wide-eyed newcomer bit they show at the beginning of the trailer. And it makes you feel like maybe they're going to go with the fact that they're going to play on those kind of stories, you know, the new up-and-comer, the Devil Wears Prada kind of story. Like, she's always been this evil and crazy person, and maybe they'll play with that, and I hope they kind of play with that, because that's a good idea to something to play with. Because the Joker was really turned into this evil person, whilst someone like her can just be straight up evil all the way through. I mean, you know, she might have come from a wealthy family, she might just be a bad person. It's possible to show. But it really does look like a designer versus designer story. There's a few shots here of a vault, and it kind of looks like a lot of moths are coming out, so maybe they sabotaged this person's prized collection or something to come out on top. Again, the trailer's very chaotic, and I enjoy that, not knowing really where the plot's gonna go or where it's gonna come from, or, you know, it leaves it up to surprise unless they release a new trailer, which ruins the whole thing. And more onto, like, more personal and superficial notes. Oh my god, look at those outfits. Look at that hair, I mean that wig. And the makeup, oh my god. You know, I mean, sure, you know, say that it's superficial on my part, but come on, they must know that a few people are gonna watch the movie just because of the outfits and the fashion and... oh, it's so good. I mean, if it was a straightforward story of a psycho fashion designer, I am all there for those outfits. And we can move on to Emma Stone, of all people. When she was cast, I was like, I'm not really sure. I mean, she's a great actor, but could she pull off this role? I've never seen her in an evil role before. And then when they released the first teaser image, I was like, damn, that looks really good. That's like it's a Guy Ritchie movie kind of thing. And I thought the idea, like a Guy Ritchie type movie, starring a female character who's like on the evil side, that would be so good. But I thought, no, they won't do that. And then the trailer came out, I was like, well, hell, maybe they are doing that. But yeah, she seems all in on the character. She seems to have done a lot of research, and the voice is perfect for the character. And I've noticed a few things in the trailer. It's like, if you noticed how she's kind of like hunched over the car's steering wheel in a way, it's like, it looks funny and like paused, but that's definitely, it's got to be taken from the animated movie and stuff, because I've seen like some scenes and stuff, the big hunched over shoulders and stuff like that. That really doesn't feel like a small incidental thing. It really feels like that's kind of, she's done a research, and either that was intentionally done by the filmmakers or she put it in, but it's clear that they're paying a lot of respects to the character. Even if she's evil, they're like, we're going to do it for real. We're not going to make her some kind of joke because she's evil, and you've got to make your evil characters bumbling and stuff. That's kind of a new kind of trend. The evil characters were genuinely evil in Disney movies like in the past, and I think that's a good idea, is to go back to it. So yeah, from what I've seen, this is the first trailer. I really hope they don't release any more like teasers for it or anything. They just like bring it out. But I am super excited about this movie, and it's going to be a real hard time deciding if I'm going to give Disney any more money to see it or not, because I really do want to see it, and I do have high hopes for it. But I do understand where everyone's coming from, where they think it's just going to be another Maleficent, the movie of Angelina Jolie. They turn her into a hero, and that is a genuine worry. And from everything that I've seen, I don't think they're going to do that. but I understand where people are worried that they're gonna because of their track record and it's Disney. But I really do hope they pull this one out and it's not just a Joker light and, you know, it is its own thing. And hell, if nothing else, it's going to show some amazing outfits.
I'm Cruella.